Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with co-host James Mason. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you today?
Doing well. I'm looking forward to this is the end of the week. We're nearing the end of the quarter. It's been a rough quarter for a lot of people in the trading world, including myself. It's not been my best quarter. But more importantly, I'm going on vacation next week, so I'm looking forward to getting away for a few days.
Yeah. This is actually, now that you said that, this has been my worst trading quarter since I've been successful at trading of all time.
I can say the same thing.
Yeah, it's January. Actually, just the last week of damn January was it. And I mean, guys, like that's how quickly leverage can work against you. I mean, a lot of y'all in TTBB, y'all know, y'all seen it, y'all felt it. And I'm really talking about, all those SPY trades when it would start dumping and then V-shaped recovery to hit new highs. Yeah, that's tough.
We've talked about that on and so we'll kick the horse a little more. But it's just amazing where we know there's Fed interest rates coming. We know there's a war going on. We know there's gas prices are up. We know inflation's here, but SPY is printing 450 plus. I mean,
there's a few food shortage coming. But yeah, the market is just like
the market is high. Mm-hmm. The market. So speaking of getting high, let's talk about what's going on in Congress. There's talk about passing or federalizing marijuana.
Good.
And with that, a few marijuana stocks started running yesterday, and they're up. Tilray, ACB, SNDL, CGC. I mean, it's not going to pass and be done in a couple of days. It's going to take months and maybe even a year plus. But it's this has been in the coming for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, whenever they legalize marijuana, that'd be good for us because, well, instead of us having Johnny hustle marijuana on the streets, we can have him.
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay, guys, just because we were both going to say the same thing doesn't mean it's true. So, Johnny's not a drug dealer. Johnny doesn't look like a drug dealer, but that would be a good disguise. Just saying.
Johnny be the guy that roll up. Johnny looks like a frat boy rolling up to.
Johnny be that drug dealer who shows up with that just that shitty ass bag of weed trying to sell it for twice as much. All right, everybody.
Well, seriously, the cannabis stocks are making a move, and if you've got any long-term plays or if you're looking to make a shorter swing, I think there's a little D&D that could go into them and do a little research on them.
Yeah. Kind of talking about this, like, I mean, I know everybody's trying to chase what is it, SNDL, Sundial.
Yep.
That one, I really don't understand why the hype is behind it. I mean, they have a ton of shares. Yeah. Like last I looked, it's like, I mean, it's been a while since I looked. It's like 1.5 billion. Let me check real quick.
Every time you pull it up and we talk about it in our pre-talk about different tickers, you pull that one up. You always use the words bloated pig.
Yeah. Okay. I was wrong. It's not 1.5 billion. It's 2. It's 2 billion. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know why that one has so much hype behind it. With that share structure, it's too bloated for me to even care about it, to even do the research. And, I mean, people making money on it. Cool. That's awesome. But I mean, my favorite cannabis stock is Tilray by far. So I hate these stupid headphones. All right. But yeah, Tilray is by far my favorite. And if they would actually legalize marijuana, in my opinion, I feel like Tilray is just going to boom. Tilray has actually made quite a few acquisitions in the United States. There was some brand, some store, dealing with CBD and whatnot, like a major brand. They do like all kind of drinks and stuff that they acquired. They also acquired a brewery. I'm sorry. Reason why I'm stuttering is because these like headphones like muffle out my voice, and I can't really hear myself speak.
I thought it was because we were talking about marijuana and beer.
Oh yeah,
salivating. I'm gonna
So yeah, if they would actually legalize marijuana, I personally feel like Tilray will just freaking boom. They have the infrastructure already in place, and they need the green light to be official.
There's a couple big companies out in Colorado that they've been as the individual states, and I know that from here in Michigan. I was approached about being a potential investor, so I know very little about this. But a lot of small marijuana shops were trying to get open. A lot of grow facilities were trying to get open, and literally their strategy was get open and let the big boys come in and buy them out. And that's what's happening in Michigan. There are, I don't know what the number is, but all these new marijuana millionaires because they got something up and going, and then the big boys walked in here and be like, "Here's a check. You're out of the picture, and we will take your operation." So I think it's going to happen all over the country as different states legalize it, as the feds legalize it.
Yeah, I have a buddy. He used to have a grow house up in between. He had a couple of them actually. But he did a lot of work between the Boston area, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. In the Rhode Island shop, well, they don't have it anymore. But it's, I'm not going to get to that story while I don't have it, but it's actually a good story. I'll tell you later, Todd.
Right.
But yeah, like it's going to boom. There's a place actually in Illinois, and I was talking to one of the guys who worked there, and I asked him about this one shop. It's actually in a little town called Anna, Illinois, and it's called Thrive. And I asked the one guy who worked there, how many people walk through that door a day, because with COVID and everything, like you had to place like an online order, like a reservation, and then go up there and I guess like wait in line or whatever. But you had to get on this list to get in the door. And he told me that they on average get about 530 people a day coming through the doors. And think about that. 530 people a day, 7 days a week. And that's what he said. Because I asked him, I said, 7 days a week? He said, oh, yeah, on average, it's 530. And I was like, wow. So if you average it out, because I asked him, I said, what's the average price of your product here? And he's like, usually about $80. So do the math on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know enough, but I don't know enough about the industry to be an investor when I was approached. And that's what turned me off. And every conversation was super, super loose. It was never, there was one formal presentation, but they never could really dial in the numbers because there was so much ambiguity into the market. And plus, there's a lot of young potheads that are trying to get in the marijuana business that didn't have the money, but they knew how to grow because they've been doing it for years in their basement.
Yeah, well, going back to going back to my buddy, pretty much kind of like what all you said was one of the reasons why one of his shops got taken down was because, well, a lot of the marijuana was coming up missing and it wasn't accounted for. There was an official business meeting that someone got shot, and then what really sealed the deal on this one is one of the other business partners got busted. This is the Rhode Island shop. Got busted selling damn bulletproof vest. Huge felony in Rhode Island.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we don't have in-person meetings then. It's hard to over Zoom.
Oh man.
So another situation I want to talk about in the marketplace is we talked about GameStop earlier and Ryan Cohen, and now Bed Bath & Beyond has announced a relationship with Ryan Cohen, and this morning the stock takes a jump. Makes a $1.50 plus move. It's right now it's up 6.2%. It's interesting the influence that he has on the market, and when he touches something, how the market's responding to it.
Yeah. And we kind of just briefly talked about that pre-market. To me, it's kind of odd, just because, I mean, he's so big in GameStop, and I just can't see what's relevant between him and Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Yeah, but Bed Bath & Beyond is a cool store. I haven't been in one in a while, but have you ever been in one, Todd?
Yes, and it's hard to walk in there and not spend 20, 30, 40, 60 bucks because like, oh, that's a cool kitchen gadget. Oh, that's a cool this. That'll look nice in the bathroom. It's got some, a
lot of cool stuff.
Right.
But yeah, like me, like, I don't know. Overall, I mean, I know Warren Buffett has the saying of, trade what you use. And I really, I mean, that's not necessarily me. That's not my style, but yeah, I can't get behind really trading and investing into Bed Bath & Beyond. I mean, I've penny flipped it before, but overall, I just don't. I don't know. I just don't really believe in the company. Like, to me, they're just another retail company that literally in, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, I don't know, will probably not even be here anymore.
Not in the form that they're currently in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no, I know 30 years from now ain't going to matter. And no one's even going to remember this conversation. And if you do remember this conversation, and then if you find me and bring it up, I'm gonna be like, man, that's pretty weird. All right, so yeah, let's see what we got going on in the comment section.
Oh, look at Karen taking a shot at John. Very first comment.
Let's see. Oh man, S. John slipping. Karen got him.
But he got the first like. Oh, that's funny. No, I appreciate everything you do up there, S. John. The news.
So good morning, everyone. Karen, yes, 100% agree with you. Congress needs to, have age and term limits. I mean, we'll never progress as a nation if we keep having the same people running it. And that's just the funny thing about humans in general, especially Americans. Americans as a whole will complain about the political parties and the system and everything, but they'll keep voting for the same people. Makes no sense.
The problem with and I'm a favor of term limits. The problem with term limits is that if you're the elected official, you're gone, but you know who's not gone? The staffer who does all the work behind the scenes.
Seriously, yeah.
They're going to be there for the next person, and the new person going to be like, hey, bring me up to speed on this. And the staffer who's been there a lifer and getting
the chief of staff,
yeah, they're the ones getting perks and benefits along the way are going to be like, well, you need to be looking at this way for this situation. So until you can address that situation, it's hard. I mean, because even if you have term limits, you're still going to have some of the same old stuff happening.
The chief of staff position is honestly the true position of power. They influence everything and take no heat for any of it.
Bingo.
Yep. And they still get kickbacks. I assume, but we know.
Like,
I mean, they're not doing all this for $80,000 a year in DC. Like, you can't live off of $80,000 a year in DC. So
find me a chief of staff making $80,000 a year.
Exactly, yeah.
I would be surprised if the minimum staffer position for chief of staff is 125.
No, it's actually 80.
Is it 80?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
you know
hard.
what? No, it's not.
I believe you, but it's hard to believe.
It's crazy. You can't, because you know how much the CIA officer starts off at in their first 5 years when they're a contractor.
65,000.
Close, 55. That's your base pay. Like, there's other kickbacks to make it, but yeah, like, I'm sure, like, the staffers on the political side, man, they're probably pulling in 300,000-400,000 elsewhere. But all right, let's kind of, we drifted off into politics for a second.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brian Lashford, his comment is funny. All right. Other than that, man, I really don't have much anything else today. I mean, I've been watching Premarket since like 5:30 this morning, and just the same old BS, like some petty stuff moving around, nothing really significant in my opinion, and just waiting for other things to work out. For instance, like Turtle Beach, I'm in that one. This is Turtle Beach is actually going to be an interesting one over the next few weeks, especially with this proxy vote. I'm looking forward to that one. But other than that, let's see. All right, actually, Kieran's Farm Life threw one out there. Let's pull it up. All right, Snowflake, ticker SNOW. And the question was over 229. Let's see.
The story behind Snow is interesting. Just the whole run up to being IPO, and then when they announced earnings last month, how much it dropped.
Yeah. In my opinion, to break above, let me just draw a line for everybody at 229. All right, so this yellow line right here, to break above 229. I mean, we do have this gap to fill on up to 241, 242, that range, and then potentially we can always go higher, but based off the TA right here. So we'll just round up to 242 to 252 for simple explanation here. We could, but man, overall let's see, hold on. Let me just double check the MACD and RSI really quickly. So, I mean, on both the MACD and RSI, on the daily chart at least, there is a bullish divergence. So, I mean, this thing potentially could run. I personally don't like the contracts for Snowflake. They've always just been just extremely high, in my opinion, for what it really moves. And I don't know. I've had a couple times where I wanted to trade it because I'd see a nice setup on it, but then I go look at the contracts and I'm just like, ugh. Like, why do I want to, risk all this money to just make $200? Yeah. So I don't know. While on the daily chart, it is looking like a potential bullish divergence on the MACD and RSI. Just be careful. We obviously still have macro events taking place that the market has not let it actually move in that direction yet, and that is really my main concern about like trying to hit these large caps, going long, and especially these expensive ones. Now, for day trade, I mean, I can definitely see it for a day trade. Might get some decent movement, but look, the overall futures, I mean, the Dow is currently at 74 points and the S&P 500 is at 11. So they're kind of weak at the moment. And with it being Friday, that's what would really concern me here. Like we might go up and break above 229, but I'd just be kind of concerned that range around 229 won't be, I mean, will actually end up being like a rejection area, because sharp drop right here, it came up, this is just a bounce, got rejected, came down, did its thing, came up, got rejected, came back down, got rejected, coming up here. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, we potentially could get rejected again as well. So, and I say that like with it being Friday, really could get rejected. That would be my concern. So that's just a quick rundown on Snowflake. And Todd, that is all I have. Do you have anything else?
No. We're about 5 minutes away from the market. Want to wish everyone a good trading day, and I'll see you guys a week later.
All right, everybody. Remember, trade safe, trade smart, and we will catch y'all in the next one.